codes CCC-VS, CCC-SV, CCC-VV were converted into CVM stage 6. The SPSS software version 20 was used. The significance of the differences in ages, genders, and CVM stages and scores were evaluated by an independent sample t-test and Mann-Whitney u-test. The significance of the difference in the degree of maturation between the C3 and C4 was evaluated by Wilcoxon rank sum test. The adjusted associations of age and sex with either CVM stage or CVM score were evaluated by multiple ordered logistic regression. The significance of the difference between the genders in the distribution of the different C3 and C4 shapes was evaluated by a chi-square test. Coming to the results, the ages of females and males were 30.16 plus or minus 6.9 and 30.96 plus or minus 7.8 years respectively, with no significant difference between the sexes. CVM stages from 4 to 6 were retrieved with the CCC-SS combination as the most frequent, that is 38% of the whole sample. More specifically, CVM stage 4, 5 and 6 were seen in 48, 248 and 154 cases respectively, whereas regular and exception cases were 443 and 7 respectively. The most frequent combinations for CVM stage 4 were CCC-HH, CVM stage 5 were CCC-SS and CVM stage 6 were CCC-VS. In the whole sample, the average CVM stage was 5 and showed no significant difference between both the sexes. CVM score greater than or less than or equal to 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 were seen in 49, 76, 176, 85 and 64 cases respectively. With one exception, the CVM score 5 was equivalent to the CVM stage 4. In the whole sample, the CVM score was 7, whereas the median CVM scores were similar between the sexes without significant differences. The results of the ordered multiple regression models shows each of the CVM stages and CVM score, neither age nor sex yielded a statistically significant interaction between them. In C3, the trapezoidal shape was seen in only 2 cases, rectangularly horizontal shape in 55 cases, square shape in 249 cases, and vertical shape in 144 cases. In C4, the trapezoidal shape was seen in only 4 cases, horizontal shape in 115 cases, square shape in 257 cases, and vertical shape in 74 cases. The C3 was significantly more mature as compared with the C4. Frequencies of the various C3 and C4 shapes were similar between the sexes without significant differences. Coming to discussion, this present study uncovered that a pubertal CVM stage 4 is present in about 11% of the adult subjects, whereas in more than half of them, a CVM stage 5 could be detected. In only 1/3 of the sample, the most mature CVM stage 6 was seen. Although no sex differences were noted in terms of cervical vertebral maturation, the C3 appears to be mature more than the C4. The main reasons for the poor reliability of the CVM method are the unpredictable duration of the stages, poor repeatability, and poor diagnostic accuracy. Attainment of postpubertal CVM stages 6 has been considered to occur in all the postpubertal subjects. The present study provides robust evidence about the lack of achievement of the full cervical maturation in adult subjects, with up to 11% of the adult population showing a pubertal CVM stage 4. Although this percentage is not high, it appears to be clinically relevant as it might influence decisions regarding treatment timing. Previous research or historical samples has generally been limited to young subjects that are unable to give the maturation in older individuals. Investigations on growing subjects up to 16 years old reported that only in 9 out of 32 cases and in 2 out of 67 cases, a CVM stage 6 was achieved. Another investigation, including subjects up to 18 years old, found that only 33 out of 90 cases reached the CVM stage 6. According to the CVM code analysis, only 1.5% of the whole sample showed an exception in the cervical vertebral maturation. This result is consistent with previous evidence reporting up to 15.8% of exception cases. All were seen in the prepubertal and pubertal cervical vertebral maturation stages. Lack of significant difference has been seen between the sexes, although males appeared to have a slightly higher stage and score. This evidence shows that after the end of growth, cervical vertebral maturation reaches similar features in females and males. Thus, study revealed that there would be no significant association between either the CVM stage or score and age. To pursue a more precise quantification of the cervical vertebral maturation, herein a CVM score has been introduced. By having 10 different scores, this system offers the possibility to detect intermediate stages between the 6 stages already reported. According to the procedures followed, as long as at least one of the C3 or C4 was vertical, a CVM stage 6 was assigned, thus totaling to 34% of the sample. However, only 14.2% of the whole sample showed both the C3 and C4 rectangularly vertical. The most frequent shape retrieved was square for both C3 and C4 stages. The C4 was seen to have a rectangular horizontal shape in 26.5% of the subjects, whereas it was rectangular vertical in only 16.4% of the subjects. On the contrary, the C3 was observed to be rectangularly vertical in up to 32% of subjects. In the whole sample, the C3 showed to be significantly more mature than the C4, even though no significant differences were seen between the sexes. Coming to conclusions, planning of the treatment timing is based only on the CVM method is not fully reliable. Therefore, combinational use with other procedures is recommended. In adult subjects, the cervical vertebral maturation parameters appear to be not associated with sex or age. For further research on the different aspects of CVM, may take advantage of the use of the CVM score that was introduced, as it is capable of quantifying intermediate maturation stages. Critical appraisal. As the author has included cases without cervical vertebral anomalies, the CVM score and code cannot be assessed in patients having cervical vertebral anomalies. And the study was confined only to white Italian population, and a minimum age for inclusion criteria is taken as 20 years, which may have also played a role in gender difference evaluation in the CVM staging. These are my references.
What is the sample size taken?
Sir, it was 450, sir. 270 males and 180 females, sir.
Ooh.
270 males and 180 females, sir.
So what are the previous studies that have conducted which already demonstrated that is an useful index CVMI? Should
Yes,
we
sir.
discard it now?
No, sir. He has just mentioned that he has given a CVM score, sir, which will be useful for further studies for finding the intermediate stages between the CVM stages, 6 stages.
But as a suggestion, he has suggested some
అదే సార్ ఇప్పుడు
according to the food and all that.
he have given the scores for different shapes and
CVM stage
అవును సార్ కోడ్ స్కోరు ఇచ్చున్నాము. సో దీనివల్ల ఉన్న 6 స్టేజెస్ కి మధ్యలో ఉన్న ఇంటర్మీడియట్ స్టేజెస్ కూడా మీరు ఫైన్ చేయగలరు అన్నట్టు ఇచ్చున్నారు సార్.
So we have to find out.
Yes, sir.
If there are any stages exist between, so we can check the already skeletally matured individuals and
Yes,
CVMI, we can compare it.
Yes, sir.
So how it is clinically relevant to us?
Sir, in treating of some adult cases, it can be used.
Anyhow, we won't use CVM stage, no?
Yes, sir. But anyway,
what is the stage where we take functional appliances?
It was a prepubertal stage, sir.
This will be useful only for surgical cases.
Yes, sir. Only for surgical cases, sir.
In that two surgical cases, in adult CVM
in only class 3 cases, you can maybe it may be helpful, sir.
Then what are the other things you decide the skeletal maturity in these patients, in those patients? How do you decide skeletal maturity? One is by
CVM method.
Maturity indicators.
Yes, sir. Skeletal
Another
maturity.
is
hand wrist radiographs. Okay. Cervical vertebrae. And
by the age of the patient.
Age of the patient, attaining of puberty. No.
సార్ ఎప్పుడు అప్రూవ్ చేశారు ఇది?
సార్ 1 week 2 weeks అయింది సార్.
కానీ కొద్దిగా యూస్ఫుల్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను క్లినికల్ గా. How can this increase our knowledge?
Yes, sir.
To what point, to what extent it will increase our knowledge in diagnosis?
Yes, sir.
జేసీ ఎందుకు చేస్తామంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ యాడ్ టు అవర్
Increase the
ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ నాలెడ్జ్.
clinical knowledge.
ఏదో కంప్లీట్ చేసిన సార్ తిడుతున్నాడు అనుకొని చెప్పి చేసేస్తే అట్లా.
Bhargav, class 3, how can you relate it to class 3?
Sir, actually in some cases class 3 molecules and they should be done before pre-pubertal growth phase, sir. But
so how this study will be mostly used in class 3 or saying in class 3?
No, sir.
How it will be helpful?
Okay.
The clinical implication,
Yes, sir.
you should understand in this. Yeah. That is what sir is saying.
Yes, sir.
Next ever day?
Next Teja అనుకుంటా.
యాక్టివేట్ చేయమ్మా అవి ఆడియోస్ యాక్టివేట్ చెయ్యి.
చేస్తున్నాను. అయినాయి సార్.
Next presentation.
అందరు వచ్చినట్టున్నారు.
This is Teja, sir. Next is my yes.
Article ఏందమ్మా? అప్రూవ్ చేయించుకున్నా.
Nice.
Clinical related ఉంటే ఏమన్నా చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను. Just go with clinical topics so that will be helpful for you more.
Okay.
హలో
సార్.
సార్ నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరు సార్?
Sir.
నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరంట?
తేజ అంటే సార్.
తేజ.